Hi guys, I'm Dave in real life and welcome to today's Unmissable.
Have entered the war zone.
Yeah, today's Unmissable. We are straight into the war zone as it was Monday Night Raw last night. We're gonna go through what happened. Not a great deal, but we'll discover this together. Basically, Monday Night Raw would start with Logan Paul. Logan Paul came down to the ring, cut a very standard heel promo. Obviously, there to just wind up this Cincinnati crowd. CM Punk saw enough, and then he came down to the ring. There was a pretty interesting to and fro from both guys. Nothing too shocking. It was no pipe bombs, which would have a little bit of a shame. I felt that Logan Paul could have certainly used some stuff against CM Punk, maybe reference UFC, maybe even hint of stuff what went down in the old company, AEW. I mean, James Chadwick in the chat during the live stream did allude to maybe saying something about fearing for his life in the Elimination Chamber, and that it's a jungle in there, boy. I mean, I do like that, James Chadwick. Shout out to you for that comment. That was amazing. But yeah, we didn't get anything like that. It was a bit poor, if I'm being quite honest with you. Did have CM Punk say that he is Satan himself, which is a bold confession there by CM Punk, considering there's a lawsuit coming his way. But yeah, it was all in all not the greatest start to Monday Night Raw. And then we did get Logan Paul slapping CM Punk, which, yeah, honestly, if somebody slapped me like that, we were having words backstage. But it wasn't that great. So Monday Night Raw started off with a little bit of a whimper. Seth Rollins was meant to be in this promo, but was pulled. We will get to that later. But yeah, start to Raw, not the greatest, unfortunately. But we did get into the first match of the evening, and that would see Penta versus Pete Dunne versus Ludwig Kaiser. I mean, this was a good match, which was expected. But what wasn't expected was the result. Yeah, Ludwig Kaiser would pick up a shock victory, and it was pretty much a shock. I mean, he did cut like an in-ring promo before the match started, which was during the commercial break, saying that this was going to be his year. Pretty much standard stuff. But yeah, he actually picked up a victory. I mean, all right, you can argue, is this a loss to Penta? I mean, Penta wasn't the guy who took the pin, so he's protected. But technically, this is a loss. And he's now not undefeated in WWE, but he did not be pinned. So still, technically, he's not been pinned in WWE yet. So yeah, it's complicated, but it still kind of works. So yeah, there we go. Ludwig Kaiser winning the opening match. Then we cut to outside of the ring. Starting to do more and more of these promos in the crowd, just like good old WWF days with Mean Gene. But now it's Jackie Redmond what does them, and she had a returning Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, the mummy, would then get faced with Io Sky, who's clearly got her heart set on that championship match, as we do pretty much allude to the fact that Rhea Ripley has never beaten Io Sky, and they last fought each other 5 years ago. I mean, God, is it been that long since Rhea Ripley and Io was in NXT? I mean, wow, what an amazing rise of prominence that Rhea Ripley has had in such short period of time. But yeah, really excited for that as they are building up their match for next week's Monday Night Raw. Then we got the Boo Day versus LWO. The New Day actually picked up a victory here, which was a bit meh, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I don't know how we're going to build this feud up even more. It feels like Wild and Cruz del Toro basically getting used for the bigger show. Obviously, they feel like they're the jobbers, what are setting up for Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee to get revenge on the Boo Day, which I'm a bit disappointed about, to be honest, because that doesn't really help any situation, to be fair. But I digress. The Boo Day won. Dragon Lee came down to kind of make the save, but then also got beaten up himself. So, not a good look for LWO. And then we cut to a backstage segment with AJ Styles getting interviewed by Kathy Kelly. He did get interrupted by Logan Paul, who, it could be interesting. AJ Styles, Logan Paul, WrestleMania 41. Could be interesting, but what was even more interesting, who was watching in the background, and it was Karrion Kross. I mean, I thought Karrion Kross was busy with Sami Zayn, but it looks like he's setting his sights on certainly different people on the roster, which has just caused a bit of an eyebrow raise and a very interesting moment. And then we got Gunther in the ring. He cut a promo. And he issued an open challenge, and he handpicked his opponent, which was Tozawa. And the reason why he picked Tozawa is because he saw them doing like a TikTok video. And when I say them, Otis and Maxine Dupree. And he was just saying, look, Tozawa, you like me, have made a journey into WWE. We've both had a very similar projection, but instead, I am now the champion. You are just doing TikTok videos. So, Tozawa did actually step up in this match and actually give a good account of himself. But it wouldn't be long before Gunther slapped that sleeper hold on him to gain the victory. Otis did come in afterwards after Gunther tried to slap on the sleeper hold again, only to be met by the sleeper hold by Gunther. Gunther was all over the place in this one, attacking Tozawa, attacking Otis. This brought out Jay main event Uso, and absolutely hightailed out of there. He wanted nothing to do with Jay. But this is building up nicely for their match at WrestleMania 41. I was quite down for this. Tozawa looked all right. Felt sorry for him, though. It's like justice for Tozawa. I mean, one day, he will get a victory over somebody big, but not this day, unfortunately. Then we went to our first championship match, which saw Dakota Kai take on Lara Valkyria. This was interesting, though, as Dakota Kai was walking backstage. You had the Io jumping in the background like a little cheerleader. It's so much fun. But yeah, she was just jumping around in the background, which was very cool. And obviously, Lara and the match would start. Lara would retain in a quite interesting match. But no wonder Lara retained, as Dakota Kai was taken out by Cables, the new wrestler Cable. Which saw her floor. Unfortunately, I haven't got a photograph of that, but yeah, she got taken out by the cameraman's Cable at one point. The match saw like Lyra actually commiserate to Dakota. Dakota wasn't really feeling it, so she left the ring. As she left the ring, in the entranceway, she got attacked by Ivy Nile. Ivy Nile came running down after attacking Dakota Kai, went to attack Lyra Valkyria at the same time. So Ivy Nile very much making it known that she wants a title shot, maybe a future triple threat could be announced, as obviously she attacked both girls. I'm sure Dakota Kai will not be happy at this, as well as Lyra. So, yeah, interesting developments there. Then backstage, we had Bayley. And the reason why I've included this is the T-shirt. We'll have a look at the T-shirt. It says, I am the role model, but it's in the same font, same colour, purple, which was her throwback to when she was in NXT with the I am a hugger shirt. But this was very cool. And then we got little Roxanne Perez, who was just a fan who came for an autograph. That's what she looks like, to be honest. But yeah, obviously we are building to whenever that match is going to be, which is going to be a banger. People saying stand and deliver, but there is roadblock first, so I don't know where they're going to throw hands. But obviously they won't want to announce this until after the Elimination Chamber, because if you say stand and deliver, that they're facing each other there, that would mean that neither of them are winning the chamber match. I mean, what was interesting is that Perez actually was just saying to Bailey, look, I've done the Rumble, blah, blah, blah. And Bailey goes, look, you know, you're talking to somebody what's done it all. I've won Money in the Bank. I've won the Royal Rumble. There's nothing you've accomplished so far that I haven't done. And that left Perez pretty much speechless. As we move on in the show, we do make our way down to the next match, which saw Braun Breaker take on Dirty Dom. This match ended up in a disqualification as both Finn Balor and Carlito was caught getting involved. This was a pretty decent match, though. Braun Breaker looked absolutely boss, as he always does. Spears for days on everyone. And we had a nice little confrontation between him and Finn Balor, both on their hands and knees in the middle of the ring. Finn had a chair. It looked like he was going to attack Braun, but Braun had caught him. This is interesting. I feel like we could do quite a lot with Braun Breaker. And I think this could actually go down to a ladder match at WrestleMania. I don't know, because like you've got Finn Balor, which is easily a challenger for the IC Championship. Then you've got AJ. You could probably throw Logan Paul into the mix. And then there's quite a few others, but you could just use. I mean, yeah, I'm totally down for a ladder match. We haven't had a decent ladder match at WrestleMania since the days of Money in the Bank. So, I feel like Braun Breaker's got a line of people what could take his championship off him. And you could throw in Penta into that. You could put Ludwig Kaiser in there, Pete Dunne. Yeah, I think a ladder match needs to happen at WrestleMania 41. There's a lot of challenges for that IC title. I mean, it's all mouthwatering, all the same. But yeah, we had a little bit of a hint into the future, maybe with Finn Balor face off with Braun Breaker. Then we cut to Cody Rhodes. Adrenaline in my soul, something, Cody Rhodes. Yeah, he cut a in-ring promo, pretty much talking about what happened on SmackDown. With The Rock wanting his soul. He actually alluded to it. He actually gave kind of an explanation what The Rock meant by his soul. And he just said that, look, I've got to look at it two ways. I can either just go my own way and be selfish and just sort my career out, or I can put into consideration my family, my friends, people who love me, people who have supported me. It's my turn to maybe support them and give back to them, which prompted Seth to come out and he said, look, I sacrificed a lot for you at WrestleMania 40 last year. I was a broken man. We fought side by side against The Rock and Roman, and you are considering being The Rock's bitch, his champion. You are disgracing not only me, but what we went through last year. And he did make valid points. But it's Cody did hit back and said, well, look, my soul isn't as tainted as yours. Yours is a tainted soul. You have a checkered past. You turned against your friends, Shield friends. You've been corporate. You know what I mean? Look at the stuff what you've done. You cannot say to me that, that you've had a clear path, that you've took the advantages when they were presented to you. So yeah, this was a pretty good back and forth from these two, and this really changed the show. I feel like from this point on, we got something really good. I do think the show up to this point was pretty meh and forgettable, But once we hit this promo, I felt like, oh, hang on, we've switched the lights on. We've moved up a gear. I enjoyed the promo. Felt like both guys made valid points, and interesting to see what Cody will do on Saturday. Does he take the contract from Satan himself? Does he do the deal with the devil? And that is the question here. Does he do the deal for the devil, sell his soul to the Rock? And what happens if he doesn't? I mean, this is all the questions what we have leading into Elimination Chamber this Saturday. Then we've got an interesting backstage segment, which I thought was interesting because Jay was in the medical room with Tozawa, with Natalya in the medical room. What's that about? Why is Natalya in there? When did I think Anna Dawes mentioned, when did Natalya become a nurse? But yeah, Jay came away from that and he was met by Grayson Waller and Theory. I mean, this was quite fun because Jay was yeeting and yeah, Austin Theory actually joined in. Well, I was like, what the hell are you doing, mate? Lad, what are you doing? Why are you eating? What's going off here? And basically, he ended up getting a super kick. I mean, Grayson Waller kind of deserves it. And Theory didn't because he yeeted. And maybe they're just so inked in a face turn for Austin Theory, which I'm completely down for. Enough of this is a tag team, please, WWE. Let's just get them, have a feud against each other, let them go their separate ways, so we can have a lot more fun. I think Theory is going to make a great babyface, and obviously we know what's happening with Grayson Waller. But this would all allude to the night's main event, and of course, you saw on the title of the video, it is New Tag Team Champions. Liv Morgan and Raquel. Liv Morgan, I think, is like third-time tag champs now, so she's had a great start to the year. As I think she was the world champion at the start of the year. Now she's tag champion. I think this just says everything you need to know about the Elimination Chamber, that Liv and Raquel are not walking out as champ. Either of them are walking out as champs. So we've now eliminated them and freed up Bianca. So, yeah, figure that one out. So, yeah, big win for Liv and Raquel, tag team champions. Once again, a bit of help from Dirty Dom throughout this match. A lot of speculation leading up to it is because there was a post on social media saying that Jade Cargill has now left the Performance Center. So that kind of indicated that she was ready to go, that she's ready to get back into the ring. But she didn't show up, which was no surprise really, because this is a go-home show for Monday for Elimination Chamber. Having Jade Cargill come out on the Monday before a PLE, not the smartest of moves, I would have thought, but nonetheless, we will see Jade Cargill in the near future, 100%. People are saying now that she could show up at the Elimination Chamber. Don't quite know how that works. Because of the structure, of course, and that would lead to Raquel and Liv being the last two in that match, which I can't see happening. Yeah, I don't think we see Jade Cargill until after the Elimination Chamber now. But yeah, overall, Raw was okay. The last quarter, after the Cody and Seth promo, I think that's where my interest lies, and that's where this score is pretty much given for. The rest was pretty okay, go-home show-esque for sure. Didn't really like the opening segment between Punk and Logan Paul. I think that was a low point for me. So there was some interesting matches, some little bits in there, but you know what? Nothing great, unfortunately. Main event did bang. I enjoyed that. Always good. Action between the ladies. So, yeah, that was a pretty decent matchup. And, of course, Dakota Kai being taken out by Cable, the new WWE superstar Cable. But anyway, I digressed. My score for Monday Night Raw is 6.5. I couldn't get any higher than that, unfortunately. Normally, I do rate shows higher due to the fact of a title change, but the show just didn't warrant it. And if I give this an 8, it would just not be right. Yeah, I think this is the highest I could give it, to be quite honest with you. A typical go-home show for sure. The great main event. Rest of the show was okay. Just okay. But let me know what you thought of Monday Night Raw last night in the comment section below. I've been Dave in real life. You guys have been awesome. Until the next time. Bye for now.